Hey everybody, I definitely had to be sure that I jump on the Fight to Unite podcast today. I'm excited to have you with me another week as we are talking about all things in the beauty industry. Today, I specifically want to talk about something that I have experienced as well as something that I have noticed in the beauty industry. And I look forward to sharing some of my past experiences as well as I'm looking for ways to empower you so that if you are dealing with any of these things, how we can grow together and we can actually be intentional moving forward. So today I want to talk about how we can stop competing, but we can start collaborating and how much further we can go when we take on that mindset. So it's all about talking about competition today and how we can identify if we have some some competition going on within ourselves, what how to identify those things, and then also too how we can get free for those things so that we can be a little bit further ahead when we start collaborating with others. So today's episode is specifically to expose any damaging effect of competition as well as comparison in the beauty industry. Now, while all are offering, I'm offering you a new mindset and some practical strategies that you can do within your day to day, or you can set a goal for the month of May, and you can build collaborative relationship that will elevate your brand, your income, and your impact. Okay? All right, so let's jump into it. First and foremost, I need you to understand that God have uniquely designed you for a reason. This is the key reason why you don't want to compete with others. Because when we start getting into a place of competition, you have to literally stop being who you are and start being something else to start to pretty much start moving in the wrong direction. Competition always drives you to a different speed, but what if you're going in a different direction than what you're supposed to? And so this is why it's so important that you understand who you are and what you are not, so that you don't have to feel like you got to compare something with someone else, or if you have to put on and be something that you're not, because somebody needs you to be authentically who you are and show up as who you are so that they can get what they need and so that you can give what you have. And so when we get into a place of competition, you are now moving in a new speed in probably the wrong direction due to you've gotten distracted literally by not staying in your lane. So we want to talk about how to stay in your lane and how you can celebrate others while they are in their lane. And I know due to myself, I would um some past experiences within myself, I would be like an overachiever. I would be I remember I dealt with a lot of things like overachieving or feeling like I had to do a little bit more than what was needed or necessary. And it was all because of deep-rooted insecurities that I was facing, that I was dealing with because I was not clear on who God called me to be. And so I felt like I had to do more than what I needed to do just to be accepted in places that didn't even matter. And so if you find yourself that way, if you find yourself not satisfied because you are not accepted in places that you think that should accept you, I want to tell you to take the pressure off. Take it off. We are not called to people please, but we are called to be great servants of God. And that is who we should strive to please every single day. And so if God is not pleased, then if God is pleased with our work, then we shouldn't even be trying to please other people. It is all about making sure, am I pleasing God? And God is pleased when you are exactly who He designed you to be, and nothing counterfeit, nothing more or less than what He's created you to be. Okay? So now I want to talk about how this is not going to be more of a throwing shade type of conversation. But we're here to break some shame, break some barriers off of your life. If you're dealing with any type of competitiveness, competition, and you're not walking in your authentic self, today we want to figure out how can you get to that place so that you can be free, so that you can be impactful, so that you can serve your community in the best ability God has created you to do it, but in a way where it is going to be from a place that's pleasing God. Okay. All right. So now I want to talk about before we jump into the details of this podcast. This is a different type of podcast, and I'm excited about it because it's not just going to give you practical strategy, but we want to free you first before you get there. So the Bible simply says, do nothing from selfish ambition or conceit, but in humility count others more significant than yourself. Let each of you look not only to his own interest, but also to the interest of others. How could you be sure that you're not competing? By literally making sure that you're thinking of others more than yourself. Thinking of others more than yourself. So it's not how can I get far ahead, but how can I help others get further? Not more so what can I do so I can be to the top, but what can I do to help others so that they're going to the top as well? Okay? So the real problem in the industry, we have a lot of toxic traps of comparison. So let's talk about it. First and foremost, we all know social media can be the place that cause competition the most. It also can be the place where you can get to a place of comparing yourself. I know so many people who do not post on social media because of comparison, because they don't think that they have what it takes, or they don't think that their work is even good enough to post on social media. They are so much trying to um, make sure that things are so perfect to put on social media before they even post. Why? Because of comparison. Comparison is robbing and stealing the destiny of those that God is calling to go forward and to do the things that He's saying. I know so many people who are does amazing work, but will not post on social media because of comparison, because of um what are people going to think? And I'm not good enough to post, and my work is not good enough, and all of these insecurities that are robbing you of your destiny. And so, also, to salon environment. Is it a competitive salon environment? Being sure that it is embraced in unity, meaning if not just applauding one great stylist, but making sure that you guys are working together as a team, making sure that the salon environment is healthy, is thriving, is encouraging, and is in unity. No competition, who can do this better or whatnot. And do not even let the client come in and create that for your salon. Making sure that clients aren't judging stylists. Like, stand up for each other, stick up for one another, and compliment. A stylist may not agree with another stylist's work, but don't you go into chit chat with the client about your coworker, about the person that's on your team. This is important. Because if you do not, this is how these type of environments are created. And then also, let's talk about quiet competition. Let's talk about the silent competition. Silently, you are competing. You may not be doing it out loud, but in your heart, you are competing. How do you know this? You was not thinking to do something until you seen so and so do something. You wasn't thinking to start something until you seen someone else say something to do something. And so this is when you are like, you're all of a sudden gotten this motivation to do something. And it's like, where did this come from? Is this even what you're really supposed to do? This is insecurity, guys. This is insecurity. And what it does is it is taking you off course on who God has called you to be. Because he don't need you to copy what the other person is doing. He don't need you to follow what this person is to do. He needs you to intentionally follow the plan he have designed for your life. Why do he need you to do this? Because there is a purpose and a plan designed specifically for you. And if you don't arrive to that destination on in right timing, then you will miss opportunity because you're in competition following a different path for someone else because the grass looks greener on the other side. But I'm here to encourage you today. Today is the day that we need to uproot fear. We need to uproot lack, that fear of thinking you're not good enough, that fear of thinking that no one is going to accept you for who you are. That sacredty mindset. Today is the day we need to uproot that. Imposter syndrome, all those things that are hindering you from embracing the fullness of who God has called you to be. I need you to be free from that today because there is people, clients, places that are waiting for you to arrive, but they need you to be confident in who you are. There are people who need to meet you, who need to collaborate with you, but they need you to authentically show up as who you are. I remember when I first started this podcast, I did not stay consistent with it because I was trying to make my podcast sound like someone else's podcast. I was like, oh, maybe I should do it this way or I should do it this way and I should teach like this person. But no, God said, I need you to be who I've called you to be. My sound is needed in this industry. And I can't sound like someone else, or you will not be able to be free from the things that you are called to be if I didn't use the power or the impact of my voice. This is what I am talking about, showing up as who you are called to be. This takes confidence. This takes for you to be secure in who God has called you to be and not wanting to take away anything or add on anything. So while you're busy, it's okay to see the growth and the path of other people's work, but just celebrate them and move on. Celebrate them and come back to your own. Don't forget to build you while you're helping someone else build theirs. Don't forget. Okay. All right, y'all. Let's make sure that we understand the beauty of collaboration now. There is beauty in collaboration. There is beauty. For one, the Bible specifically talks about how two is greater than one. Sometimes you can be doing stuff all by yourself, and then if you got help with somebody else, it becomes easier. You be like, man, it would have took me all day to do this. But it's the moment that you hired that assistant. It's the moment that you started teaching those classes. It's the moment that you start doing all of the things that are connecting and collaborating with people. And you recognize, man, I'm getting a little bit further ahead than anything. Iron sharpen iron. You need someone there. You need someone close who can help you, who can support you, who can correct you, who can encourage you, who can be there in the midst of seasons when you are growing, when you are building, when you are producing, when you are developing, when you are creating. You need someone. You are not called to do it all alone. Here are the benefits when you start collaborating with people. You get more referral. When I remember when I was in the industry, I would me and one of my close friends, we were connecting the industry. So when she couldn't fill a space, when she couldn't do services with clients, she would send them to me. And then when I left the beauty industry, I sent my clients to her. And so because of that, it presented bigger opportunities. You can get more referrals when you collaborate and you connect with them. So if you can't do something or you can't offer a service with someone, but because you have collaborative teams and people that you can connect with, then what happens is you will be able to see it becomes a lot easier to build a clientele when you work with others. It also helps you grow. Things that seem harder to do right now with building clientele become easier when you decide to do it with others in the industry. Not only in the industry do you have to work with others, but then you can also be working with other artists, stylists, makeup artists, anyone that's in the industry. You can collaborate with a nail tech. You can collaborate with someone who do lashes. Like it does not matter, but what matters is that you find a way to connect and collaborate with other people in the industry. So first and foremost, before you start saying, okay, I'm going to go start working with people, make sure you have the mindset. Your mindset must shift first before you start working with people. First thing is, I want you to start creating some affirmation. Start writing affirmation about the people that you want to work with. One affirmation may be there is room for all of us. I believe another affirmation may be I believe I'm going to be working with a team that work together. Like start working on writing what you want to see. Write the vision of what you want to see when working with people. Also, to know that you may meet someone who may not have, you may collaborate with someone that may not be have exactly what you have, but it may have something else. And so another thing I always tell people is don't just try to collaborate with people that you feel are right here where you are. Feel free to collaborate with people who may be higher than you, someone who may be below you. And what happens is you just never know what happens in the midst of that trade. But I think that you just must make sure that they have the same mindset as you. Don't worry about the valuable, what do they have to offer, because they may just have the mindset, and you never know how that can create something powerful but yet effective. Next, identify your collaboration circle. So, who do you admire? Who do you respect in the industry? Like, who does great work that you would love to connect with? First and foremost, I want you to pray before you do it because you want to make sure that you're partnering with the right people. Okay. So, if you're praying, you're writing these affirmations down, and you're saying, this is what I'm looking to do, God will He will give you discernment and show you who is the right connection. When you start getting that feeling like something ain't right about this person, I want you to listen to that feeling. Listen to that because that is your spirit telling you this may not be the right connection. And so don't force something if you're feeling that. Don't force it. Next thing I want you to do is once you figured out okay who it is that you want to work with, you can be thinking about photographers, you could be thinking about content creators, you could be thinking about people in the industry, you can also be thinking about maybe small business owners. Like it does not just have to be strictly in the beauty industry. You can collaborate with anyone that may fit with the vision of what you're trying to create or what you're trying to produce. And from there, I want you to write a list of those people. Then from there, you're gonna reach out to them. It could be through DM, through email, but someone, you reach out to them through DM or email, and I want you to literally tell them what exactly um you would like to collaborate with them with. It could be a photo shoot, it could be an Instagram live, you're talking about a topic, it could be a partnership, it could be a class, it could be anything. Maybe you just want to collaborate with services for clients. Be creative. But whatever you do, be sure you present the offer and the benefit of the collaboration. Okay? Also too, what if you're like, well, I don't know anyone? Okay, awesome. This is a great start because now you can take the time to go out to events, meet up, brunches, co-working days, and you can actually start meeting people when you go to these things and then make those connections. From there, then that's when you can create moments of how you guys can collaborate. So you got some work to do. You definitely got some work to do. So, there's also this saying that says if you want to build alone, then, build alone, you won't go but so far. But if you can build faster if you grow with others. So it's according to how much you're willing to build in this season. If you want to build something effective that's bigger than you, then you must do it with people. Then also too, I want you to once you've figured out who it is that you want to collaborate with, I want you to send them this podcast. Send them this podcast and allow them to listen to this podcast so that they can be encouraged on collaborating too. Um, then also too, I want you guys to be able to let me know how did this podcast help you. It is all about transformation in this season. You've been able to grow this far alone. Now it's the time that you go farther, and I am looking forward to seeing you grow in that way. So be sure to reach out and connect by clicking the link below and joining our community with the Fight to Unite podcast and drop in the community how this podcast have helped and affect you. You want to be a part of our community as well. Be sure to join the Journey to Beauty Pro community. This is where you can actually connect with other hairstylists in the industry, and it will give you insights on how you can build your beauty business and grow in the industry together as the stylists are growing together. But also and foremost, if you need a one-on-one strategy on how you can specifically build your business, don't forget that you could build a one-on-one strategy call with me. And right now I have a 2-for-1 opportunity where you can actually meet with me twice for the price of one, and it will help you build your business based upon the goals that you have set. So I hope today's podcast was helpful. I hope that you feel free from competition and you are ready to collaborate. Thank you so much, and please, please, please be sure to like, comment, and share this podcast. And we look forward to joining you again with us on next week, Wednesday, here at the Fight to Unite podcast. Bye.